right. Yesterday I announced my retirement. It's been almost 14 years. In January, it'll be 14 years that I have been a YouTuber. I started being a YouTuber at age 27, so had a little bit of a late start. And quite frankly, I'm not having fun anymore. You know, I started off my YouTube career as a gaming troll, making trolling videos all the way back in 2009.
As Santa Fe sheriffs look to determine what caused the fatal accident.
Two people accidentally shot on a movie set by a prop gun.
The deadly shot fired by Alec Baldwin from a prop gun he believed was safe. His wife, Hilaria, posting on Instagram, "My heart is with Helena, her husband, her son, their family and loved ones, and my Alec." Cinematographer Helena Hutchins passed away after being hit in the chest, the shot also wounding director Joel Souza. According to a search warrant affidavit, Baldwin was given the gun by assistant.
Wake up, Busy. You got my mic off. I'm sitting here arguing with you and they can't hear me, and you're not even awake. Oh, there you are. I want my intro song to be correct when I say something, and my mic on. Hey, guys. There's some weird stuff going on. Much better. Thank you. No, you can't take a bathroom break. You just started. You do that before we start. How do pieces of... What do you pee? Butter. Oh, that makes so much sense. It's very strange. I'm not happy. Okay, so if you didn't know, Alec Baldwin had an incident. Now, the cool thing about this is that we finally got some information. But that's the only cool thing about the story, because a really tragic incident took a life and injured. I don't want to say bad things in the first 30 seconds of my video, of course, or I'll get demonetized. I'm probably already demonetized. Let's check. Took the life of one person and injured another, and I'm sure some of you have been following this, but for those of you that haven't, the story just got just as strange as when it happened to Brandon Lee. Do you know what I'm talking about when it comes to and I'm demonetized. Let's hurry up and submit this for review and then not care, because I'm definitely not restarting like I usually do when I'm demonetized like this. Double check, request review, and that's it. I'm done. I don't even care. All right. Not restarting. I can't stream late tonight. Don't have time. Anyway, though, really crazy because the details are like mysterious as hell. How could this happen? It's like there's not even supposed to be live rounds on set. Now, a lot of people will bring up the Brandon Lee issue and they'll say that from what I understand about Brandon Lee, and don't worry, we're going to check this out. You can correct me in the live chat if you know more about this than I do. But essentially what happened was he had a live round used in the gun that got lodged in the gun. So then when they put a blank in, or maybe it was some type of shrapnel, but something got lodged in the barrel of the gun. And then when the blank was fired, it shot Brandon Lee. This happened long ago in the 90s. Remember back when things were pretty awesome? Yes, the 90s. And the thing about The Crow is that it was an awesome movie. I mean, if you've never seen it, it is extremely 90s. We're talking like we're like New York City type cityscape, dystopian, very, very much 90s punk rock, poor people in the city trying to fight to get by, and supernatural in a way, but I'm not going to go into any deeper on it, but must watch The Crow if you haven't seen it. In fact, I think I'm going to even do a little breakdown about it so we can compare The Crow to the Alec Baldwin story, because Doc has offered to help me with the Alec Baldwin video tomorrow, and that's good because Doc has actually worked in video production on set for a pilot before. And Doc has even handled firearms, fake firearms, so for the movie set. My big question in the Alec Baldwin thing, just so we can move on to some other stuff before we get into this whole thing, right, is how we've got basically, it would almost be easier and cheaper if you'd use a real gun with nothing in it, no blanks, no bullets, just empty bullets if you have to have them in there because it's a revolver, right? No possibility of it firing whatsoever, and use CGI. Where in the age we're in, why not? Alec Baldwin, and this story stinks. This whole story stinks, and I'll tell you why when we get going. It's really bad. It's not your regular story. Also, if you didn't know, Daniel Keem, whom is known as Keemstar, or host for the YouTube channel dramaalert, is retiring, and you're gonna say, so what? Well, yeah, exactly, but the reason we're gonna bring it up tonight is because what Keemstar said in his retirement video is right on point. It's right on the money. He talks about cancel culture. He talks about how cancel culture is now affecting the audience on YouTube. I think he puts a little bit of too much responsibility on the algorithm itself. I do think that the changes to the algorithm have affected this, but I do also put blame on the viewership because there are now rabid sheep that want to be fed a lie of a story if it means that that will help them yell at the person they hate. So basically on YouTube, when people used to just put out blatantly false information on someone, people would come in and make videos and it was bad for that YouTuber, right? You could just put that out there. You could correct it with facts and evidence. And the other side would have to apologize, or they'd have to, maybe move on and take the hit, take the loss. But nowadays, it still happens to an extent, though the cancel culture mob is so prevalent that you can basically try to appease them and grow your channel and prosper regardless of the fake garbage you throw out there. I use Old Def Noodles as an example of this. He grew his channel through feeding the cancel culture mob, but I don't want to because I don't want to kick a man when he's trying to change. If you didn't know, Def Noodles has tried to actually go legitimate. He's trying to do good work. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying he was trying to. And I haven't looked at his shit in a couple days, but I think we'll take a look at that later too. And for those of you that have been living under a rock that's not a UNIRock lately, because if you've been living under a UNIRock, then you already know about this. Another fraud raiser, bigger than the rest, a massive fraud raiser, is shaking the foundation of YouTube. Now, I know all of you are sick and tired of us talking about the individuals behind the current fraud raiser. And in order to respect my audience, whom I love dearly, we are going to try our best to not even bring them up or entertain that whatsoever. But there are two videos that I'd like to look at on live stream sometime in the next few days where Menace to Sobriety uploaded a video, and it actually has something to do with Daniel Keem. It has something to do with Keemstar retiring. And also, Nate, the lawyer, did a video, but he did it on Locals. Now, the thing about Locals, everybody's like, why can't we watch this video? Locals doesn't allow you to save video to the platform like YouTube does. It'll allow you to stream, I think, or maybe even upload. But Locals is a new platform, and they don't have a lot of bandwidth. From what I understand, this is what I understand, what I've been told. It could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong here. But I've been told that Locals is not at the point where they can host large amounts of video because it takes a lot of space. It takes physical space inside of a, warehouse full of hard drives and servers running for them to hold video. So the video for Nate the Lawyer's Locals stream isn't up, but I've been told that I'm going to get a copy of that video. And when I do, we are going to be watching it because Nate did one of those things where he takes the fraud raiser. Oh, could you tell I've been working out a little bit? I've been losing some weight. I've been trying to work out, doing some more push-ups, doing some curls, doing some power lifting, eating some protein bars. You can't tell? I look like I've been sitting in a chair for the last month? Okay, fine. I think you can tell. I think I'm looking a little skinnier here. I'm fishing for some compliments from the chat. I'm just playing. Anyway, I want to see Nate the Lawyer's video. So when I find it, I'm bringing it to you. Now, me and Nate went live not too long ago, and it was a great stream if you haven't caught it. And I am behind I'm behind on my work, and you know this, because I've been dealing with some family shit that I'm not going to talk about here. But luckily, that's coming to a resolution, so we're going to catch back up. The thing is, tonight, these first couple stories, Keem retiring, Alec Baldwin, those are fast and easy. Bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am type stuff, right? We're going to be in and out on that because the Alec Baldwin story is more of an upload. Got me? And we're going to keep it real simple when it comes to the fraud raiser story. It is a fraud raiser. There's no way around it. I haven't seen a single person be able to bring up any viable information, any viable devil's advocate side, nothing to explain what happened. And that's in agreement across the creator platform. Like, even people who don't like the people involved still agree, and the people who like still agree. So I'll get into that a little more. It is 10/26 of 2021. I'm your host, UNIRock, of course, broadcasting from the East Coast of the glorious United States of America. My co-host, Busy, is here, unfortunately. Because you pee butter, I guess. I mean, you just interrupt me all the time, and you piss me off. That's why this is UNIRock Live. Also, if you want free rocks, you got to type in the chat, or you've got to emoji in the next minute.
Director Dave Halls, who grabbed one of 3 prop guns that was set up by the armorer off a cart left outside of the structure due to COVID-19 restrictions. Neither Halls nor armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed have spoken publicly about the tragedy, but this is not the first time Halls has been criticized for safety issues. In 2019, he was fired by another film production after a gun went off unexpectedly, injuring a member of the sound crew. But industry experts say only the armorer or the prop master should be handling weapons on the set, not the assistant director.
I'll be honest with you, that AD would have broken fingers if they picked up a gun off my cart. That does not happen.
Armorer Clay Van Sickle says the difference between a blank and a live or dummy round is easy to spot.
I would click through 6 times so everybody could hear that nothing happens. It's literally that simple, and it takes seconds, and there's no reason not to do it.
Veteran prop master Neil Zaromsky says he sensed warning signs on rust even before filming began.
I turned the job opportunity down on Rust because I felt it was completely unsafe.
Zaromsky says one big red flag was that producers took 2 distinct and challenging jobs, assistant prop master and armorer, and combined them into one.
That's not the only thing that's being said about this tragedy. So let me kind of break down, I want to get through this quick. Because I didn't announce this in the intro for a reason. We've been given access to a video game called The Cycle. Basically, it's Space Tarkov. It's Tarkov in space. Now, I don't want to play only The Cycle on live streams because Trio, Darth Chaz, BCP, and our other peeps still play Tarkov. They haven't applied for The Cycle yet. So we're going to still play Tarkov, but I just want to let you know, brand new video game, closed beta, so there's not that many people that have access to it, and we are lucky enough to be in the first wave. We'll be giving you like a first look at a closed beta video game. You may have seen it on like Pestily, Landmarks channels, but I looked, and there's really not that many people making content for it. I think you're going to like it. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this article. It gives the kind of like behind the search warrant of this issue, right? Russ cinematographer Helena Hutchins expired after Alec Baldwin rehearsed pointing a gun at camera, affidavit says. You see how they kind of do favors for people like Mr. Baldwin? Imagine that it was somebody on the other side of the aisle politically. You know where he sits, right? Just imagine it was someone on the other side of the aisle. It would be that they started a nuclear attack with a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, Baldwin doesn't even get written that he killed somebody. He doesn't even get it written that, all he was doing was pointing it. Now, of course, he was, according to the police, just pointing it. I just want you to know, though, if this was anyone on the other side, they'd be a lot different. Russ cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed while Alec Baldwin was rehearsing a scene that involved the actor pointing a revolver in the direction of the camera lens. Alec Baldwin, you are a ding-dong. Maybe if you took firearms seriously, learned how to use them, instead of sitting around acting like they don't exist, then somehow we're going to make them go away. That'll work. And instead of actually handling them like adults and properly, that's what went wrong here. Even if everybody else messed up and a live round wound up in his gun, he should have checked it. Now, Doc disagrees because she thinks that actors can't even tie their own shoes. Literally, most actors, successful ones, have someone else, like a maid, tie their shoes. I heard this once. This is actually true. Alec Baldwin doesn't even dress himself. He just wakes up, somebody picks him up and puts him at the end of the bed. Then he says he calls for his assistant. His assistant runs in, puts his clothes on, takes his bed clothes off, puts his clothes on, takes him into the shower, washes him off, brushes his teeth for him. This is the kind of rich and famous life that Alec Baldwin lives. And because he's such a baby, he doesn't even know how to check a gun himself. He doesn't even know how to test it himself. He doesn't make sure himself. He basically just said, hey, I'm going to point this straight at you. And I just don't like this story. I think there's so many things wrong. And yeah, I'm going to give Alec Baldwin shit first. But he just had the very horrible tragedy happen with him, UNIRock. Who cares? The dude did not exercise safety measures that anyone else would have. He didn't even try. He didn't even care. He was too interested in getting it done quick, filming it quick, blah, 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 blah. Either way, he was rehearsing a scene involving him pointing a revolver in the direction of a camera lens. The film's director said in an affidavit released Sunday that provides new details into the circumstances of the issue. Souza, who was injured in a non-set accident, said that the cast and crew had been assured that Baldwin was handling a cold gun, meaning that it had no live rounds. Safety protocols on the set required that a film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, checked to make sure that the barrel was empty, with her work double checked by Rust assistant director Dave Halls before the firearm was handed to the actors. Souza and Hutchins were standing behind the camera to see the angle, which means they were, of course, looking at the camera. Directors, they have like a screen or even look through the camera in some way, depends on the camera. But, you're behind the camera, you're looking at what's going on. They're watching Alec do this. He ends up accidentally discharging. So it wasn't that he was even pulling the trigger. He was rehearsing, the actual, like, taking it out of the holster and pointing it, in one nice swoop, which maybe you don't actually point it at the camera until you need to. I don't know. Do it this way a little bit. It just blows my mind that this is even possible. Brandon Lee, I don't like to get into theories anymore on my channels because of how YouTube treats them. But if you've ever looked into the Brandon Lee story, I'll just say it like this. There are a lot of people out there who believe that we aren't given the correct information about what happened to Brandon Lee. In The Crow, same kind of situation. He ends up being shot when it's supposed to not be a real gun, real bullets or whatever, and he dies. Anyway, safety protocols on set. I read that, and we've got Baldwin was sitting on a wooden pew facing south towards the camera and crew, outfitted in Western garb. After noticing a shadow, so basically because of the time of day, because of some other factor, there was a shadow creeping up, which made them have to move the cameras and such. Souza and Hutchins repositioned their gear and were talking with Baldwin, who was showing them how he planned to pull the gun from his holster when it discharged. So he's like, I'm gonna do this and then shoot them, ha 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 ha, and bam. Raid Russell, cameraman standing next to the two, told police that he remembered Joel having blood on his person And Hutchins speaking and saying, and this is really fucking sad, she was saying that she couldn't feel her legs. Souza told investigators that Hutchins grabbed her midsection, at which point she noticed that she was bleeding from his shoulder. Hutchins was pronounced dead Thursday after being airlifted to Albuquerque Hospital at the age of 42. The Rust production has been grappling with labor issues in the lead up to the accident. Labor issues. Several IATSE crew members on the New Mexico set of Rust quit the production because they felt producers weren't following safety guidelines. Why do I feel like this article is written to be the most, kid gloves way of writing this as humanly possible, It says that crew members have observed safety problems for several days. Souza referenced conflicts in his discussion with police, noting that on Thursday, production started off late due to a camera crew that had quit, and they had to find another camera crew to help film the movie. Why did they quit? According to the safety concerns. It was horrible circumstances. People were being treated like shit, according to people, and safety reasons. Safety! These people are quitting and leaving, and instead of them resolving the issue that's making people quit and leave, they just bring new people in, and they're like, are you desperate for work? I'm desperate for work. Do you know how to run a camera? Yes. Do you care about safety? Oh no. Get in here. Here's minimum wage. The Rust production broke for lunch around 12:30 on Thursday. When cast and crew returned back to the set after lunch, Souza said he was not sure if the firearm that Baldwin was using was checked again. As Baldwin was practicing a cross draw, Souza looked over the shoulder of Hutchins when he heard that sounded like to him like a whip and a loud pop. Okay, so imagine this sound, like a whip. So a whip sounds like whoosh and a loud pop. Boom, pop. Got me? A loud pop. Now, if you fire a revolver like this indoors, I'm assuming they were indoors. Let's just say outside. I know, because I own a revolver, and due to experience, it's going to hurt your ears. It's going to make your ears ring a little bit, okay? I don't know if you'd say it's a loud pop. And then that description, I have to ask if it was a blank. If it was a bullet that had less powder in it, still powder though, and a modified cartridge or something, right? But I don't know. That's what we're waiting to kind of find out. Other details. They want to know. They don't know what projectile did this. Ooh, I didn't have my light on. There we go. I didn't have my light on. Anyway, Hutchins' passing has prompted calls for greater safety measures on sets and inspired a petition on change.org to ban the use of real firearms on sets. How about just handling them safely? Although I do agree, in this day and age, you really shouldn't have to use any type of bullet that can have this happen. I think you can have real firearms so that it looks authentic. Though, maybe just use CGI, take the bolt out, use a computer graphic. You can make computer graphics look more real than real. So why not, right? I'm all for us having access to firearms, and I think our country's built on it. I think it's a right that we have. I just think that it should be done safely, and yeah, that there were some things done wrong here. Anyway, Hutchins prompted calls. The producers of the movie Rust announced Saturday they are suspending production while sheriffs investigate her passing. As we go through this crisis, we've made the decision to wrap up the set at least until investigation are complete from the Rust production company. You'd think they would just cancel this thing. So basically, there's video, there's pictures at least, of Baldwin very shaken up, very upset, obviously, because this happened. And, you know, he's wrestling with those feelings of whether it's his fault, whether he should have done something to prevent it. I find, in my opinion, people like Alec Baldwin, they don't go out on the range, because I think, if I'm correct, and you can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but Alec tries to advocate for us not to have firearms. And I find people that advocate for that, one, are anti-American as they come, but we'll leave that off the plate for now. But they don't know anything about firearms typically. You get somebody who's never had one. They're scared by them. They don't respect what they are. And they're the kind of people, instead of blaming the person and what's going on, having people, do this to other people and why it happens to people, we're blaming a gun. We're blaming our vehicle for running over somebody. We're blaming a train for going off the rails and hurting someone. And that's just my take. I know there's people out there that are going to disagree with me. That's fine. We all disagree. Either way, though, I'm uploading a video with Doc. So tomorrow, we're going to finish it. I mean, I have it almost done, but Doc wants to add to it. So I want Doc to add to it. And Doc's going to give us a really good perspective because she's been around cameras and making films and just, doing that kind of thing for a good while, and has a really good perspective on this. So I really can't wait to hear what Doc has to say. And, I think that when we get updates to this story, I'm going to update you. So next up, Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito, and the end of the saga, of the story, of that sad story. Okay. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the Gabby Petito side of this. We're going to actually spend a little bit of time on the Molly Go Lightly side of this, because Molly did it again. Oops, Molly did it again. Acted like a cringy boomer. Molly decided after they had found remains of Mr. Laundrie is gone. I don't... audience, if they've released anything else, let me know. But last I read, they have his remains, and because it was like the whole reserve was underwater, the area where they found Laundrie's remains was also. And of course, because there was a lot of decomposition, and they had to match dental records, is what I've been told. Now, we'll check Brian Enton in a second to see if he's released anything new, because I've been behind the last couple days due to family stuff. Though, I do think that's where it's left off. Now, the reason I bring up Molly Go Lightly and these other, tragedy exploiters is because she thought it would be a good idea. Whether you agree with her last performance or not, I think she could have moved on from her last performance, okay? So she got a lot of attention exploiting things last time when she did that whole laundry basket, screaming that they should burn down their house ordeal. And I think she kind of brushed with the little bit of playing with fire, doing what she did last time. This time, I've lost all respect. She is a low cow in my eyes now, and I'm unapologetic for that opinion. I'll explain why. But I do know she has some supporters. I think you're either trolling or you're brainwashed. Because even if you support this person, I would think you'd at least let her know that this was fucked up. She goes after they've found the remains and takes a recording of Brian Laundrie's voice and blasts it outside of the parents' house while the parents are inside. Now, they just found out. We don't know if they know that he already did this, okay? We don't know if they've been mourning this whole time, knowing that he went out and did this, if they suspected it. I doubt he would have... Brian is such a victimizer. I think Brian would have victimized his parents just as much as he did Gabby. That's my opinion. So I doubt Brian told his parents, I'm going to go do this in the reserve, because I think the parents would have called the cops, tried to save their son's life, had him intercepted, right? That's... If we get details... I don't think we will, but if we do, I'll report them to you. But anyway, I find it so messed up that Molly Go Lightly thought it was funny or whatever to blast the voice of their deceased son right after they find out that he's deceased. I just don't know what else to say there. I don't care if you hate somebody. I don't care if you like them or hate them or whatever. I don't care if you support them or if you don't. That's just evil. That's not even like, hey, I'm clout chasing off a tragedy. That's just fucking evil. So anyway, that's of course made up my mind. I had the video. If anyone knows where the video is, throw it in general. I don't think I've got it now. I bet you I could find it just by searching now that I think about it, because Molly's not too famous. Molly, go lightly. Brian Laundrie. I should be able to get this to come up just by searching this. So, oh my goodness, I got to type it again. Molly, go lightly. Brian Laundrie. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Is that all she covers now? Is this Brian Laundrie? What are your thoughts now? Story turns 1 day ago. Brian Laundrie, protesters speak. The hell? What's this? She's not interviewing the protesters, is she?
Some people know you.
Got out of it on accident earlier.
The letter is so fake. The FBI isn't going to release anything until
He's a
What did he say to you?
Protests for the last 4 weeks. We have been on this case.
Oh my God, I can't do it. Brian Laundrie's last letter to parents. Could this be real? Clickbait. Publix. Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie's former employer.
No, it wasn't. I can't get live because I'm with my brother. It takes a while. These are gonna last.
out there asking.
What is the point in this? Hi, I'm at Publix where Brian Laundrie worked, and I'm gonna stand here. What the hell is the point?
What do you got?
They're making balloons.
Are you joking? So why are you using their names in this? I mean, I don't understand how it had anything to do with them.
Look at this damn girl. That's.
Oh my God, dude, I can't take it. Searching for Brian Laundrie's body trail. Hold on.
Hershey, to be here. He lied, because I'm going to tell you something.
Oh God, I can't take it. Obviously I'm not going to find this video now. Oh, shit. Come on. Well, if anybody can, throw it in general if you've got the video. It's the one where Molly is blasting some song. I know where it's at. Hold up. Fuck, I don't want to go there. But I know how to find it. Give me 1 minute. Find this dude's damn Twitter. Okay, I found it. Now let me scroll until I find her doing this. All right. All right, hold on. Almost there. Well, fuck, I retweeted this damn thing. Oh, that's why. They tweet literally non-stop, incessantly. Jesus fucking Christ. Am I really only like back 1 day? Oh my God, dude. No, you should be leaving the Laundries alone now. Brian's gone. I don't know how you can justify fucking with his parents now. How does that not make you the bad guy? And Brian the bad guy? I mean, fine. Brian's a bad guy, but now you're a bad guy too. I'm the fuck on. Oh, fuck. Come on. They tweet too much. Let me check mine. If I can't find it on mine, then I'm not going to play it for you, but... God effing knows. It must have been 3 days ago. Must have been like 3 days ago where this was shared, I think. Do what? Daryl, there's a lot of blame to spread. The TikToker that found Gabby's water bottle is good. Okay, definitely take a look. Oh, shit. Come on. Wrong Twitter. Wrong Twitter picture. Will you stop it? They're going to talk about me for 3 weeks now because of that. Just that one little thing. Yeah, no, I'd definitely like to take a look at that. I don't know, though. How would you know that you found the right bottle of water, though? Because it literally could be anyone. But, I mean, I haven't seen the video, so maybe that answers it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Meow now. I'm sorry, Corey. I'm bad. I'm so bad. I didn't draw that. You can blame BCP for that. Now, he'll deny it, but that doesn't mean you can't blame him. All right. Okay, this is where... Okay, bam. All right. Molly Golightly parks her vehicle in front of the home of Christopher and Roberta Laundrie, windows down, and plays the Moab, Utah Police Domestic V assault so that the Laundries could hear the voice of Gabby and Brian. This is right after they found the remains. This is right after. She is known to gate crash funerals of complete strangers while streaming. She's a known lunatic. What is she doing? Did she get is she an Owen Wilson fanatic? Is she watched the Funeral Crashers movie? I forget what the name of that movie was, but has she watched that movie too many times and now is she crazy? Busy wants you to talk about Steb McRae. That's the last topic. We're almost done. We're almost done.
Now we're gonna get to hear Gabby.
Why are you doing this? You are a sociopath. You are just as bad as Brian Laundrie. They aren't the criminals. They aren't the ones that did it. But they did bad things. We don't know yet. I'm sure they'll be charged if they did. They have the worst punishment anyone could give someone else. They had their son expire. And in order for you and your protester friends to feel good about yourselves, and you say to yourselves, we've done some fucked up shit in our lives, so the only thing that'll make us feel better is if we take this out on them. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I know. Here's what we can do to demonstrate how evil these people are. Be evil people. Yeah. The logic of cancel culture. Amali, I think, is hooked on cancel culture. I think she's so inundated and inebriated by cancel culture that this is where her brain goes. She thinks she's got to do the worst thing ever to the Laundrie family to get some type of social media clout equates to money. And if that wasn't the case, if that equation didn't exist for what she's thinking to do here, she wouldn't be doing this. If what she's doing couldn't equate to money in some way, she would be out doing something else that would equate to money. It's got to be easy. It can't be creative. It can't be done off of her own opinion, her own work, her own talent. It just literally has to be, what's the most hateful, worst thing we can do short of throwing a Molotov cocktail through the window? Because we'd have to go to jail for that. I know. We'll boom out like the boomers we are in front of their house, playing their voice of their son right after the entire nation, including them, from what we've been told, at least to now, finds out about their son's death. Well, I hope that you have fun rotting in hell next to Brian Laundrie, Molly, whenever it is that you get to meet him. Because I'm sorry, I don't know how you're going to undo all of this hate when you have to pay the piper.
I'll say Christmas applesauce.
Listen to her voice.
Okay. And what time is it? How long have we been live? 41 minutes. I'm 4 minutes short. Coach says this lady is like a Westboro Baptist Church wannabe. Yes, exactly. Also, I think if she could have signed up for the cult where they thought that the meteor was coming in the back of the Halley's Comet thing, the Hale-Bopp group, oh, she would have signed up in a heartbeat. She cray-cray. Now, what does the Lizard Lord think now, boy? What do you think now, Lizard Lord? You think you're going to find a better lizard than this? I don't think so. Now that's not his leg. That's not his leg. His leg's right here. It's even better than you originally thought. See, when I first looked at this lizard, I noticed he's got this leg sticking out, this leg's here, and I thought he was standing up straight doing a Michael Jackson type move at the end of a song. Hee hee. But no, he's actually doing the splits kinda. Look at this. This is his other leg. I didn't even notice that till later. This is an impressive lizard. I don't know how the Lizard Lord's gonna beat this one. I don't know. Okay. Last up tonight, because unfortunately, I can't do a long show. I want to. I miss you. I love you. I want to hang out with you. Want to do those big, awesome shows we do. And they're coming. They're coming. But I, unlike some people out there, actually have real life responsibilities. And there's been things getting in the way the last month or so. I don't talk about it. I don't bring it up. Because I don't want to do what other creators do. The reason I'm telling you now is because it's resolved. At least it's at that last day or two. So luckily, there's going to be huge relief there. A lot more time on our hands. And just a lot less stress and worry and stuff. I'm telling you at the very end. So don't think I'm here trying to get your pity or anything like that. I just want to let you know that, like, extenuating real life circumstances I thought were going to be resolved a month ago. It gets worse and worse and worse. Luckily, we're good. It's resolved, and we can move on from it. Now, we have a topic that we've got to talk about. But the problem is we can't bring up a certain group of people, even in a glancing fashion. So I've got to try to talk about this topic in the most reserved way that I can so we can move on to play this new video game. And if I had time tonight, I would also be playing Tarky too. If I had time, we would also be playing, and on top of the new game that I want to show you, we would also be playing Tarkov, because I want to play with BCP, Chaz, and everybody if they're around. But I'm not going to have time to play Tarkov tonight. I'm going to barely have time to show you this new video game. Now, here's the issue. Navy also is on vacation right now. He's on leave. And so we've got Navy on vacation. He's on leave. We've got, oh, heavens to Betsy. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Heavens to Murgatroyd. We've got, you know, a game that BCP and Chaz and Trio don't have access to yet, which sucks. I don't know if any of you guys are playing the cycle. If you got into the closed beta, let me know. I play through Steam. So anyway, I'm kind of like dragging this on because I don't want to talk about these people. They have hit ultimate troll mode, and most of you know this. We tried to close out the subject with one stream, but we only got halfway through it, so we did two. So we dedicated 2 streams to basically showing you what was going on with this new fraud raiser and the fraud raiser before it. Since then, Nate the lawyer, the YBI, bunch of other people have come in, all given their opinion. We literally did an exercise that we do in every story that we talk about, where we tried to play devil's advocate. And a lot of times we'll do that, and it'll be a bad argument, but at least there will be an argument there. At least there's some defense for what's going on when we talk about it. In this situation, and yes, I'm talking about the situation we did in the stream before last and last stream, there's no other side. It's blatantly, provably, and factually wrong. They made huge mistakes. You'd want to say they did it on purpose, and of course that's what we all believe. But definitely, regardless, what they did is provable. There's no out. And one good thing about that is that with there not being an out for them, now, when they try to make excuses, which they haven't yet, they're trying to do the kind of opposite thing. Instead of actually coming out and going boom, boom, boom and screaming about how their fraud raiser is not a fraud raiser and all this, they have taken the route of trying to essentially push the fraud raiser as hard as they can, pretend as if it's good as hard as they can, pretend as if there's nothing wrong with it as much as they can, and act like the last fraud raiser being outed as a fraud raiser has no bearing on the current one. The last one being a fraud raiser, that right there, you're done. It's over. You're not going to get to run another fraud raiser. If you haven't handled it, don't expect people to just be okay with this next one going on. On top of that, the last one and this one both are bullshit. They're literally lies. They're just complete and utter manipulation, e-begging. The e-begging is out of control. And, you know, I hate to do this because I don't want to talk about these guys. But they are doing some of the most extreme stuff that they have been caught doing up to now. And unfortunately, what I can do to kind of like get the information out there to people, but at the same time try my best to not entertain it, is to just do it as quick as humanly possible. Menace put out a video. It's not that long. It's like 4 minutes long. Let's take a look at Menace's video, talk about this situation for just a second. So let me give you all my commentary. Most all of my commentary for what we're about to look at. E-begging 100. Okay? 100, skill level 100 e-begging. No way around it. They complain about me sharing my PayPal link, which is paypal.me/UNIRock. It's a really good time to dono, but you don't have to around here, and we ain't going to give you some crazy fucking lawsuit story and spam Keemstar because we're so desperate to get it. I'm just going to share it when I'm live. That's it. Or on my other lives and stuff. So anyway, the point here is my commentary is that I can now relax. I can go back to the most basic commentary. There is no big philosophical question here. There's no complex issue. This is, at the baseline, provably, absolutely a fraud raiser, along with the last one. Now, one thing that always happens when somebody does this, somebody will literally steal a $100 bill out of your purse, out of your wallet, whatever, out of your home, and you can look them dead in the face and say, I've got you on video stealing a $100 bill, and they're going to say, no, you don't. They're going to try to blame someone else. They're going to try to just lie and lie and lie. This is expected. It's not a surprise. It's not a shock. You have to look at the facts. That's all that matters. And in the facts of this case, there's no defense. If there was a defense, they would have made a defense. It's done. When it comes to Re and Hufflepeg and Ilya and the damage that they have taken to their online presence because of what they did, this one is worse. We're talking about multiple. We're talking about a lot of cash. We're talking about bold-faced lies. And instead of him trying to fix it, instead of him saying he's sorry, instead of trying to like explain himself, he's basically just lying, and that helps what we're doing immensely. Here's Menace's video. And oh my God, is it good. Just the what did you render this in? What is this rendered in? It looks like it's rendered in like a widescreen theatrical format. I think Menace rendered this in theater mode. Like, look at how wide it is. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do theater mode here. Look, I think he rendered this like super widescreen. It makes it look really good. He did, I think. Anyway.
All right, so I got to be more excited, is what you're saying.
Give it. You need some hype. That's what you need. You need
I don't
like,
have a
some
hype machine.
You need a DJ Khaled. Another one. It's a lawsuit and another one. You gotta hype it up, dude.
Oh, the cringe. The unending cringe.
You want it? You gotta hype it up. And it's like, it's one of those like, make a syndicate video.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Syndicate video. Okay.
Like a cocaine addiction, the unholy Pope of Anguish clawed his way up from the depths of hell and emerged in a violent burst of flames. He burned everything in his path as he struggled to gain a foothold in the various social media communities, leaving a path of destruction in his wake. The foul smell of 50-year-old lobster rolls and old smuggler whiskey on his breath kept all but the most heinous of goblins away.
Maybe a syndicate video isn't exactly what you're looking for. Let's see what we can do for you here, buddy.
It gets good. It gets good.
Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator.
Okay, I'm gonna try to skip through this part. Or I'm gonna mute it at least. I don't know if he got hit for any. I don't think he did. I think it's okay. I'll play it low.
Thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last
Oh
week,
my God.
I murdered a rock.
It's so
injured a
good.
stone. Hospitalized a brick.
It really is a lol suit funded by a fraud raiser.
I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Man, dude. Fast.
Now, see, I wouldn't put this one as a win. Or, I'm sorry, this one at all. And this one, it's not a win. I think this is a disqualified. But, either way, that would lead, in my judgment, this draw, which actually, in my opinion, goes to Katie. So this is an absolute loss. And Negative Exponent shared an image that talks about something from his lawyer that actually proves what I said about the RO the whole time. I'm not going to go into it, but that's why I think it goes to KJP. Now, this one, to be confirmed, is what fully destroys the Katie hate community that he fostered that whole time. And because I know a lot of you don't give a shit to hear about this, we're going to move on. I just want to take one little second to say this happening is the utter, absolute last. So the last nuke only left cockroaches. This one wipes them out too.
Fast. Last night I cut the light off my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. Incredible. Fast. Incredible. You, George Foreman, all of you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how good I am.
Ooh. That dog is hardcore.
I looked at him, and I remember I call it Ese Diablo, and he just had this look, and he's just swinging his hands. And I said, "You're not gonna beat me. I'm prepared to die."
Fuck. I hope I don't get a copyright claim for this. I hope I don't. Let me mute this part right here. This is so good. This is so good. Let me guess. Yamane. Those are tweets. Those are tweets.
Here we see a silverfish in its natural food-raising habitat. The silverfish will drift until he finds a mate. Last season it was Ruev. Who will it be this year? Many locals believe the silverfish may completely fornicate the rare golden unicorn this season, leaving the unicorn dry of all savings. Others wonder if the silverfish is cleaning up condoms to make up for the added financial burden. Only time will tell. One thing you can be sure of is this. The silverfish has a history of defrauding its community. Hashtag UNIRock was right.
Oh, hell no. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay. Now, we got through it. That was menace to sobriety. Menace, who always comes in and plays games. Link to his channel. Please subscribe. Give him some support for that, because it's good. He did a good job. So basically, here's what I want to say at the end of this whole debacle. I don't have to say anything more than I told you so. I'm not saying it to my audience, because my audience listened to me. They agreed. But to the people out there who took the opposite stance, I get it. I get it. Everybody likes to talk a little shit. Everybody likes to pretend that they're right sometimes. In the end, though, I think what matters, though, is the people who would actually stick to the facts and evidence and bring you what was really happening. And if you go back a couple years, maybe a year and a half, I told you that this exactly is what was going on. And some people held out to say, oh, no, that was just rhetoric. That was just Sean Huffer. That was just Ilya Moon. No, it's the people that are pro this group. This is what this group does. Yes, not only has this revelation come out, do you remember that entire Discord fiasco? And I'm bringing this up for a reason. Well, there's a video clip now that's been released, and I'm not going to play it here. I don't care to. It's on my Twitter if you want to see it. And that video clip proves that they do use Discord. And they sit in there in a little group and talk and plot and do exactly what I reported that they do. Now, remember, they came back and said I was lying. And we're like, what do you mean? You guys have admitted to this before. People have been in Discord talking to you guys. There are people that have been in the Discord and seen it with their own eyes. And yes, Reds is there. If you don't recall, what was her name? Minnow? Savage Minnow. Savage Minnow, there it is. Savage Minnow even said that she was invited to a Discord server, joined it by Reds, went in, and he was there, and they were all talking and doing their thing. So this must have been the Discord server that, or it could have been one, maybe a more public one they use. Either way, though, I'm bringing this all up because this is what they do. They form these plots, and the goal to all the plot is to further their channels, but also take money. And if they would just be honest, he wants to say it's just the fact that he's doing it. He's trying to fund the lawsuit against Katie. Well, I said something shocking in my last few scopes. I said if he was just trying to sue Katie, it wouldn't be an issue of him sharing a fundraiser and raising the money. But when he's going to lie, and when he's going to, do fraud raisers, and when his fraud raisers contain information that can be corrected with video clips and evidence, and he refuses to do it, that's the problem. Anyway, that was quick, wasn't it? Rip the Band-Aid off, get it behind us. I will be putting this fraud raiser out in Fraud Raiser the movie. Thank God I held out on Fraud Raiser the movie, because I almost released it a few weeks ago. And now that this is the ultimate one. This is the one that ties all the loose ends. This is what brings it all together, because in the beginning, I stood up to the entire community that I was in. This is what a lot of people forget. I'm actually in those communities. I was, until I did a video announcing I was walking away before I did any of this criticism. But the point is, these communities, I stood up in those communities and I told people that this small group of people were working together to do this to the community. And they all were in this interest of each of them, even if it may just be one of them or maybe a couple of them together or the entire group, trying to go pro other YouTubers so they can try to leech from their audience. They can try to milk from that audience. If that doesn't work, if they can't get what they want while that YouTuber's around them, they will then create lies to attack that person so they can try to use that audience to make money and get clicks and views. And they've been going through scorched earth in the community, as we know, for a long while doing this. And now they've been stopped because the anti-KJ community has fully kicked him out. I'm not going to go into it right now. I'm just going to let you know. Take a deep breath. Take a sigh of relief. They are history now. It is the past. And all that's left is for some people out there to do videos to cement what's here into history. I think Negative Exponents is going to. I think maybe some other people might make some. I don't know if Nate's going to. Really, though, now we've got the Bullinator one. We've got the Sean one. We've got the Ilya Moon one. We've got his previous one. We've got his December one. And we've got his current one. And again, he's turned out on top the God King of the Fraud Raiser. Now let's chill, hang out together, hang with the live chat. I don't know if Menace is around. I hope so, because I want to play the cycle with him for a little bit. But let me show you a brand new video game while I talk to the live chat. I'm going to talk to you guys while we play this video game, The Cycle Frontier. Thanks for stopping by. Relatively short stream. I probably should have restarted it so that we weren't demonetized, but they'll end up reviewing it and giving it a green light by the time it's done anyway, so who cares? Let's go. Okay, now, here's what makes this game really cool. You guys know that when we play Tarkov, what ends up happening, we have to spend a good 10 minutes, almost like a base 10 minutes, in order to get ready to play the game. And then when we're in the game, we can't talk to the chat or do anything because the game takes all of our attention. Well, the reason Tarkov is like that is because it takes so long to load into games. This game is instantaneous. When we want to go into a game, we're in the game. When we're dead, we're out of the game. So it's much more casual. You can kind of chill a little bit. I could even listen to music. I could watch videos while I play this game. Now, I'm not going to because this game's music is freaking badass. Anyway, this is called The Cycle Frontier. This is the closed beta. No, you can't download it yet, but I urge you to download this when it goes free to play and play this game with me. So, first things first, let me see who's online. Oh, looks like Menace is. Oh, well, I don't know if he's around, though. Let's see if he's around. Let's send him an invite. We're all geared up and ready to go. All right, I want to show you this game. And while I'm waiting to see what Menace says, I'm going to look at the live chat and chill with you guys for a few minutes. Oh, Kelly, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, there are some Katie tweets. There are some Katie tweets. Let me see. She blocked me. She blocked me on Twitter again. So let me see if I can bring up her Twitter. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Menace might not be on. Yeah, he leaves his game on sometimes, so it doesn't mean he's on. Okay, let's see. If I set up a GoFundMe to try to sue somebody, you all would crucify me. Just saying. But if somebody begs people to fund theirs against me, it's totally acceptable. The mental gymnastics is astounding. I want to see if she still got me blocked, because I want to retweet some of these. I didn't know about these. I didn't know about these. Okay, she unblocked me, damn it. Nice! Okay, I can actually look at this with my Twitter. All right. Well, let's go ahead and treat that. It's super weird to me that people are so heavily focused on a bogus lawsuit against me while ignoring a 12-count federal indictment with an allegation of complete forfeiture of personal and real property if convicted, up to 30 years in prison with a trial starting in May. So she hit basically Chrisley, and then she hit the other one. It really is a mess. Yeah, it is. I will give that a heart because it is. She responded to Keemstar. Bertolino offered this response to Josh Taylor of the Northport Police. Taylor told Brian Laundrie Robert Laundrie mix-up was a direct result of lack of cooperation from a family early in the investigation. Keem is almost 40. He's not old, and his claims of retirement are ridiculous. His channel's been dying for years. The most attention he's received in months is his announcement of retirement. Katie, I don't know if you've paid attention to Keemstar lately. Let me show you what I mean, because I'm going to correct you really quick. She'll probably block me again. But you know what? What can you do? Let's see. Oh, shit! Is Navy and Randolph in here? Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, I'm in the staging room. I didn't even know I was down here.
Hello.
Hey,
What's
guys.
going on,
Hey,
Lobo?
let me pull you guys down into gaming just in case anyone else wants to jump in. 1 second. Man, I didn't think you'd be around, Navy, or I would have been down in gaming anyway. Hey, good to see you, Randolph, Navy.
Yeah.
How are you? Sorry, I wish I would have seen when you guys jumped. How long you guys been in there? I'm sorry for not...
5 minutes. Not very long.
Okay. Okay, good. Great.
Plus, I've been
Excellent.
doing other stuff.
Okay. Well, you know...
That's a real shame about Alec Baldwin's situation. They're expecting it not to be a loaded gun, and then some actors ended up taking it. Holy cow.
Yeah, it really... and it's really creepy situation, too. There's a lot of weirdness. But yeah, go ahead.
The
problem is... What I don't understand is that if, according to the reports, he was practicing with it in front of the camera, right? As far as like pulling it from the holster. And I don't know how, like, Dr. Misha's better at explaining this than anyone is because she's done it before. But if you're just going to
be on my show tomorrow on an upload. Sorry, go ahead.
If you're just going to pull it from the holster, I don't understand why you have your finger on the trigger, honestly. If you're just practicing pulling it, right? You know, if you've ever held a gun, been taught how to hold a gun, the first thing is don't put your finger on the trigger unless you're ready to shoot, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, who knows?
No, I'm with you. I think Baldwin is so anti-gun that he just doesn't, he's never had, you know, any training or anything. But to end out what I was saying about Katie real quick, Keem usually gets over 1 million views. And if you look, around a couple months ago, he started to get less than 1 million. But this coincided with some changes to the YouTube algorithm, and a lot of bigger creators were talking about how this happened to them too. So really, it's not necessarily on him, and he's actually not this horrible douchebag that everybody says he is. Now, he's done some really fucked up shit and all, but his retirement video, he talks about censorship, talks about how the communities are affected by cancel culture, how it's driving people to want to, you know, jump on these. If you saw that Belle Audrey girl that was the Willie Mack, the T community audit thing, which I'll be uploading on soon. Things like that, these lies of stories like Eugenia Cooney having an eating disorder being her trying to brainwash kids and so she should be banned and all this. That's where YouTube's going. And it's going to turn into a mess as more time goes on because of the YouTube algorithm. So I think Katie's wrong there. Anyway, I want to get your guys' opinion on what Katie said here, but go ahead before I do.
Well, the problem I have with the one thing I want to say about the Eugenia aspect is that the thing was that, yeah, obviously she has an issue, right? But never have I seen, granted, I'm not a follower of hers. I didn't even know about her until you brought it up, like the first time we talked about it. But never have I seen her promote it on her channel, right? Like, this is the way you should be. This is the way you should be doing things. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I'm missing a video here and there. But I've never seen her promote like her lifestyle as far as the way she does things to anybody else, which would be that in an aspect I would understand would be problematic. But if it's just her getting on there and talking about, you know, whatever, this, that, and the third, and not talking about like, you know, her personal aspect, then, you know, there's no reason to cancel this person. I don't understand that.
Well, I'm with you.
Of course, I'm against cancel culture all over the place, but
here's another one. If I didn't have the money to sue somebody, I probably wouldn't file a lawsuit, but that's just me. Just another fundraiser being used with my name for money to sue me. So dumb. This is why I said she should actually step up and do something about this, or it'll never stop. It will stop if she does something. The other thing Katie said was, it's super weird. Super weird. People are focused on a bogus lawsuit against me. Oh, no, that's Chrisley. Hold up. If I set up a GoFundMe to try to sue somebody, y'all would crucify me. Just saying. But if somebody begs people to fund theirs against me, it's totally acceptable. The mental gymnastics is astounding. Thank you, April, for, you know, reminding me to check that. Because I think that's, you know, I think she's got a point. I'm sorry to say. What do you guys think?
I trust April.
Oh, I spelled Baldwin wrong in the stream title? I don't care.
Yeah, I tried to let you know subtly in the gaming channel so you could just fix it and then delete my notice about it. I didn't want to draw attention to this.
No, it's okay. I'll fix it after the stream. If it was a big deal, I'd do it now, but it's all good. I can do it after stream.
Badlwin.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Read it out like Badlwin right now.
Oh, is it? That's funny. I think I might leave it like that. But yeah, I mean, that's where we're sitting right now. We're sitting on this whole thing, but with Katie and all that is now I think at its peak form, and she's got people who claim that they don't run fraud raisers and that everybody's been lying about them and their friends running fraud raisers, running an obvious fraud raiser. Especially that last fraud raiser was just obvious and disgusting with the, to make enough money to sue her. I just can't put it's so crazy to try to understand it and wrap my head around it this is Space Tarkov, by the way, everybody. Space Tarkov. But go ahead, Navy, sorry.
It just makes me laugh because whenever he ran that original GoFundMe, right, to supposedly fight the strikes from Kyle, he claimed it had nothing to do with KJ, right? Like he would put like little aspects in there, like he did with this fundraiser about the whole explanation of all this kind of craziness, because he can't help himself, but try to tell everybody the whole story to get him to be the victim. But he claimed all over the place that it had nothing to do. It was just Kyle and all this kind of stuff. It had nothing to do with. And then when you would ask Ruhiv, right? When Ruhiv was around, RIP. Sorry, buddy. The RIP from paying for the NSS case.
Yeah.
He would say, no, this I'm not only paying for the NSS stuff, right? Is what he said. And that's what he told me, because I had an interaction with Ruhiv, and I was like, well, if this is part of the NSS stuff, because it deals with the NSS channel, why aren't you paying for it? Why is he running GoFundMe? He's like, well, I don't pay for the outside stuff. And I was like, well, this isn't outside because you guys filed it in the NSS case. So if you filed it as part of the motions and stuff for the NSS case, why aren't you paying for it? And I never got an answer for it. And because we knew back then that this was him fighting her restraining order. That was it. But he can't put that on GoFundMe because it's part of harassment. You cannot run a GoFundMe, and even the quote unquote lawyer that he uses, they like to go after Nate all the time. But oh boy, that they use, right, that is their beacon of legal truth, was like, well, he's got he read out like the exact line. We're talking about you cannot use it to defend against this, and harassment, right?
Yeah.
It was an HRO. It was an HRO, according to the court, which is him defending himself against harassment. And he comes back under and says, this had nothing to do with my original GoFundMe. And then he admits on a live stream before that's what he used the money for. It blows my fucking mind. I can't even.
That's the shocking part. A lot of people may not even know, but that's what did it. He admitted on a live stream that he paid not for what he told everybody he was paying for, which was, if I'm not mistaken, he told everybody he was paying for, oh shit, hold up. What is that? What did he tell everybody he's paying for? The Kyle Curtis DMCA thing, and then it ended up being the, he admitted on stream out loud in front of everybody that he actually paid for something he wasn't supposed to pay for. So, I mean, that's just the guarantee. That's just, there's no defense to it, right?
Well, not only that, but he actually detailed out the expenses, right? And in the detail that he put out about the expenses, it went toward lawyers in the state that Kay lives in. He didn't even hide
there's
that.
proof. Yeah, there's proof.
Yeah.
Not only is it his word, but also proof.
He put it out there. It was crazy. It was something we didn't have to go dig it up. We didn't have to go looking for it or try to find court cases and prove that the money led to this or whatever. He literally gave it to us, wrapped like it was Christmas, like it's Christmas in October.
Yeah. I mean, it pretty much is, with him admitting that. So I mean, this just is absolute. This is his Sean Hufflepeg moment, just like I've been saying. Like he's done. He doesn't come out of this.
I still laugh at that time when he said the H for in HRO stand for hearing for. Instead of it's just, I'll never forget that part.
Yep. I mean, it's pretty amazing, honestly.
That to me sounded like a desperate person talking when he was coming up with stuff like that.
It's all desperation, and the money is. I mean, not only KJP has even called him out for begging. He's got to be pissed about that. I mean, I wondered if he's even responded to her. Probably not, but.
Earlier,
I have a question.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, no, my question is this: is that if you're out there on live streams, being like, and Twitter, right, being like, what bigger YouTubers do y'all think I should like appeal to and all this kind of? That's begging. Like he tagged Keemstar and asked him for help. He that is straight up beg. He's straight up begging people, right? What other big YouTubers should I get a hold of, or big people I should get a hold of, to promote this? And well, the funny thing is, you can get a hold of whoever you want. They're not going to do it, Bubba.
I mean, it's just pure desperation. Pure fucking desperation.
Earlier mentioning there was a whole bunch of different fraud raisers going on. It's like it's almost sounding like it's turning into an epidemic of sorts.
Well, it is, but it only comes from a specific, group of people. Now, luckily, with all the other ones down, they're not, like Reds and Sean, they're not able to come back and do one. It just will be so devastating if they did. There'd be so many people, turning them in and calling them out. And I think that this is going to be Steb's version of that. I mean, this is him going to experience that same thing, in my opinion.
Well, he's been losing supporters too recently, hasn't he?
Yes.
In fact, on the live stream, he was talking about people promoting this because he hadn't had a new sub in a long time, right? Right after he had said that people like Nate and Uni and all this kind of stuff define themselves by the amount of subscribers they have, and that's the wrong thing to do. He 2 minutes
He said
later,
that?
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't you directly, but he talked about Nate and others, right? And we know when he's talking about others, he's talking about you, right?
Oh yeah.
And he was like, they use their amount of subs or whatever as, defining who they are on YouTube, and that's just the wrong way to do things. And then not like,
when has Nate ever done that, though? He's never done that.
Never. Nate has been, and of course Nate jumps into the Discord all the time. He is just as surprised as anyone else. But the thing is, though, is that Nate also knows that he has done, like you have, hard work to get to where he is. He decided to make YouTube a job. He decided he was going to put in the hard work, put in the streams, put in the the uploaded videos, and one of them caught fire, right?
Nate's where he is because he deserves it. He's the kind of person that would be a 1 million subscriber YouTuber because he respects the audience and he's good at finding those stories that everybody would like to see.
And he's sensible.
Yeah, he is. And I think that's just a really big difference there. It's like you'd think they'd look at Nate and they would take a cue and they would say, we need to do good content. We need to stop lying and attacking people. E-begging. How is he going to come back from e-begging like he has? I saw one tweet that he did. Somebody showed me where he said, basically, I'm not e-begging, but everybody's like, shut up, bro. This is, if this isn't e-begging, it's impossible to fucking e-beg. You get me? Like, I'm tagging all these bigger creators and begging them to share my shit, hoping that I can milk their audience. Definition, buddy.
And he's also e-begging.
I'm glad I'm missing all that stuff after blocking him.
Yeah. Well, I have to be shown it. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, no, he's also e-begging in the aspect of if you just want to if you just don't like Nate or Uni or Menace or whoever, and you want to fight against them, or you don't like KJ, you might as well donate to what I'm doing, right? That's not e-begging in the the sense of the form.
Well, that's him trying to make money off of our brands. That's him admitting that he can't make money off his brands and he must, lie and attack people and create this drama to make money.
Seems to me that people should aspire generally to really good reasons for people to donate to things. You're you're telling people they should donate so you can do something angry or hateful, and it raises the question, like, is this really something that we should as a community be funding at all?
Yeah, and it really isn't. It really isn't.
Randolph, y'all don't understand. He's going for justice, right? You know,
he doesn't have to be hateful about it, though.
No, I agree. But I guess sometimes justice is hateful. I don't, in his perspective, like, it's just the way it is. But that's the funny thing he keeps saying all the time. It's like, it's all about justice. I'm just out there to get justice, so give me this money on a lawsuit that's never going to work because I'm absolutely full of shit.
It just proves us right. It literally shows that not only should have he listened to the criticism that we were all giving out long ago, but he also, him and his sycophantic, you know, what would have once been called a sycophantic nation, which we now have to call a sycophantic high school chess club of people. They should have listened to us because they've unleashed a monstrous troll who is now trying to affect people's real lives by doing this stuff.
Justice is supposed to be impartial, and there are times when it's implemented in ways that are not impartial, and that's unfortunate. That's a travesty very often, but the intention behind it, the fundamental principles are that it's supposed to be impartial. So when someone comes along and they're saying that justice is hateful, that sounds like a misunderstanding or a reflection on a bad experience, that bad in their view.
Yeah, well, but I mean...
Go ahead, sorry.
He's gonna get justice. He's just not... It's just the justice that happens from this lawsuit is going to be the opposite of what he thinks it's gonna be, but yeah, sorry.
No, I just want to say, because in one of his tweets that he put out, is that when he's talking about people that are against him in this GoFundMe, right, is that there are people out there, and I don't understand why, there are people out there against me getting justice. Well, Silverfish, I hate to tell you that, once again, your spelling has, hit you. You spelled revenge wrong, because that's exactly what you're doing.
No, you're right.
No, you're right. He spelled so much stuff wrong.
Shit, there's a big dude. I gotta avoid that. Look at how creepy that dude is.
Yeah.
How's the stream looking? What's running?
It's running good.
I need to turn it down a little. I'm getting a little tiny choppiness, but I can fix that real easy.
It's looking really clear. Yeah. But no, all it is, and the thing is, all it is, and what we've, like, even the NSS case and all this kind of stuff, all it is revenge. It is revenge. It's not justice. Because, like Randolph said, like, justice is a thing into itself, right? It is, getting justice for, this event that happened. It's not getting it for me, right? His thing about it being all about him is straight up revenge.
Well, also, I think one of the main things we got to look at is what he says he can use this money for, which is just straight disgusting. He basically has rationalized it to where he can take this money, spend it on whatever he wants, and it isn't criticizable by his writing. And that's why it is a fraud raiser. A fundraiser has to be specific, and the money needs to go to what exactly he says it'll go to. For him to just say he can do whatever he wants with this shit, travel, eat out, whatever. No, that's not how a fundraiser works. So, yeah, it is a fraud raiser.
So I was driving this past weekend to my parents' house to go drop my dogs off and stuff and get ready for my trip. My dogs and my cat. And in doing so, I had a lot of time on my hands. I had a chance to actually listen to the live stream that he did. And one of the things that he said which was hilarious, is because Nate put out a tweet about him, and he paraphrased his aspect of, like, I'm going to use it for, filings and briefings and all this kind of stuff, whatever I deem, judge necessary to get justice and compensation, right? Which is what the last part of his aspect of his GoFundMe body was. And I listened to him on stream talk about how he acted like it was such a hard thing. Well, when I get this money, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm going to have to, like, justify it in my mind on what to use it for. And I'm like, that means that you get to choose whatever it is, because if you can justify it in your own mind, then that means you can justify it for dinners, you can justify it for new clothes, you can justify it for, you know, trips, you can justify it for anything, as long as in your own mind, it seems like a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that thing is creepy AF. His name's Jeff.
Garth Dryland says justice is going before a judge, so everyone gets justice. So it's not what most think it is.
Oh,
well, that's the problem. To him, justice means that he wins. Right? If he doesn't win, it's not justice.
Yeah.
Which I think,
no, exactly. Then it'll be that the judge did something wrong. Yeah.
Well, so what happened? Like the whole thing with what happened with the recent court hearing in the NSS case, where they gave Kyle extra time, like I think until like what, November 9th or something like that, to come back and plead his case, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were on stream, and Trash Goblin was like, "That's just a failure of the U.S. justice system." Like, anything about the U.S. justice system? Like,
well, that's her demonizing the judge for making the right decision, which is giving Kyle a chance to talk. By the way, that's the worst thing that could ever happen to them. They cannot let Kyle talk. If the judge has Kyle give any of the video clips that Steve knows, Kyle is going to probably give the judge. The judge sees those video clips, Steve's going to be in a lot of trouble. There are some tweets and video clips that if that judge sees, he could get his whole case thrown out, if not in a lot of trouble. Plus, imagine the rape stream where they're the R stream where they're talking about Kyle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, any of those streams put in front of that judge is going to screw him over.
Yeah.
So I hope Kyle is... Now, I'm not saying Kyle's smart enough to do this. Or not smart. I know he's smart enough. He's just... I don't think he's sober enough to do this the right way. I'm not saying that Kyle's going to do it. So Steb's got to cross his fingers and hope that Kyle walks in there too jacked up. Damn it! I am not dying to these little fuckers.
I wouldn't characterize it as him getting screwed over if he actually did those unethical things, and that evidence comes up to judge, then he's earned it. It's not a matter of him getting screwed over, it's a matter of him getting what he deserves.
Okay, so someone tagged me in General.
Yeah, sorry.
And said they would ask if I would please point out that the admission of Sean that he used semantics when he was lying about his fraud rate. It's a known tactic of that crew. Last year, Silverfish said a ton of times that the GoFundMe was only about the DMCA. When we called him out on the TOS violation for doing a GoFundMe for legal fees due to harassment. After Silverfish was finally honest about the 2020 GoFraudMe being used for the KJ case, I relooked at a lot of the evidence that we had, and it's dropped in general. But yeah, I mean, literally, like the same thing I was talking about with the certain lawyer that they love to use all the time. Literally points out the reason why what he did was a fraud rate.
I hate to say it, but I have to end the stream. I've hit my time limit. Though, Randolph and Navy, I don't know if you guys are going to be around. If you want to hang out in general and talk a little bit, I'd love to talk with you. But I have to end the stream now, so I'll be right back, guys. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Randolph. Sorry, buddy. Sorry to cut you off. Got family stuff to do, y'all. It'd probably take me 20 minutes, but then I've got to, of course, I'm not going to restart the stream. So we got to end this here. Either way, though, thank you for watching. We will be back to regular streaming in a day or two. Some longer streams. And I hope you guys, if you like watching us play Tarkov, what you just saw me play is Space Tarkov, except it has really crazy monsters for us to fight, and it's really cool when me and Menace get in there and start doing some stuff, and hopefully BCP and Trio will have access, and hopefully Chaz will within a day or two also, because it would be tight to play it together. Anyway, though, I'm going to get off here. I have to keep this one short because I haven't uploaded in like a week and a half, and I'm uploading. So tomorrow, me and Doc are going to try to record that last segment, and then I'll have a video up on UNIRock 2 about the end of the Gabby Petito, Alec Baldwin thing, and all that other stuff. Baldwin first, but then the other stuff. And we are going to be putting out Fraud Raiser the movie. We'll put it out when we feel like it should be put out. Hopefully, I think there's going to be a resolution to a lot of these cases really soon. So maybe not the long-term harassment case that's going to wind up with him owing Katie $250,000. But with the other one and all that, it's going to be resolved really soon. So luckily, we won't have to bring any of that garbage up after tonight anyway. So that's a good thing until Fraud Raiser the movie. And maybe in a month, maybe in a week, maybe in 2 months. Maybe that's when we'll do Fraud Raiser the movie. Either way, though, I got to go. Love ya. See you soon. You guys are awesome. If you want to support me, paypal.me/UNIRock. Not required. Make sure you like, sub, share, subscribe to both channels, UNIRock 2, rockAlot. Turn on the bell. That's the best way to support us. Absolutely free. Subscribe, turn on the bell, and keep an eye out. We'll be back. Thank you. You guys rock. Oh, I ain't listening to it now. Nope. Should have said something earlier. I'm ending the stream, so I'm not going to fight with you. Not going to fight with you. I'm ending the stream. You might as well get your lazy little passed out cold crack bread ass up and walk off the screen because I'm not fighting with you right now. Too bad. Oh, you quit, do you? You're going to quit, are you? You've said, you know, are we going to, well, I'm going to quit now. I've only quit 156,000. You quit as much as Keemstar retires. You know that? You do. You quit it just as much as Keemstar retires. I don't believe you. We'll see. We'll see if you're here tomorrow night. Yes, you will. You'll be there. No, you will. No, you won't. I mean, yes, you will. No, you did it to me. You Bugs Bunnied my ass. I'm done. I'm done.